We're here today to go over our YouTube channel. We obviously hit 100,000 subscribers, which we're incredibly thankful for. Everyone just laughed at my stutter.
Hey guys, it's Linda, also known as the Woody Girl, and welcome to our 100k subscriber special. Here we've got Davie.
Hello.
Tell us why we're all here today.
We're here for a few reasons today. Firstly, to celebrate the big win of 100,000 subscribers. We're incredibly grateful for all of our subscribers, and we really wanted to just kind of introduce the team, but also show and just tell all of our viewers like how we actually built the personal brand, you know, the step-by-step process, all the kind of mistakes we made along the way. But yeah, more importantly, just to also celebrate as well.
Cool, so would you like to start off by introducing us to the fellow people sitting here?
Sure, so we've got Katy on the end. She's my executive assistant, so she doesn't just work on the personal brand front, she does all my scheduling, pretty much keeps my life in order, otherwise I would probably fall apart, to be honest. We've got Alex as well, so Alex works on our TikTok. He's also a videographer at the Woody, so he's you know, across a lot of elements of the business, but you know, TikTok, it actually hit 100,000 followers before our YouTube did, so it has done an incredible job there. Always researches the trends and all of those kind of things, which we'll get into in a little bit. And we've got Chali, he's the main man behind the channel. So Charlie's kind of coordinated everything alongside Katy. You know, Chali has a big YouTube channel himself. We'll get into maybe how I actually met Chali and how we started working together, but you know, he's been the main driver behind everything. Naturally, as I've got a business that requires a lot of my attention, you know, we've got over 70 employees in that business. For me to get distracted from something that, you know, might hinder that business or not give the full attention to those 70 staff, we need to make sure that, you know, we're very calculated about how we do it. What I mean by that is, you know, Chali was very mindful of my time, made sure they could kind of set up everything and made sure that the channel could kind of grow with the smallest amount of my invested time as possible. So yeah.
Cool, so let's start off by talking about the inspiration behind your personal brand.
Yeah, it was about 8 months ago, I would say. I was kind of considering whether it would be a good use of my time for the Davie group and the brands. And I was reflecting on, you know, our goals of the group. And part of it was kind of, it really required amazing people in the business. It also required, you know, up-to-date knowledge of e-commerce best practices. And it also required a bit of deal flow as well. So we were looking at brands to acquire. And then I guess the main driver was the fact that I really hated all of the courses that were out there, and the fact that people were just kind of misleading young entrepreneurs that had no money, that were trying to, you know, live my dream as well. So I was kind of like, yeah, it was this moment where I was like, okay, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? And I basically said, like, we need to commit. And one of the main things that I didn't want to do is actually be in front of camera. I had terrible like stage fright and everything like that. So cool, let me do that again. Nah, I can't do it again. Yeah, but you know, I found Chali, and Chali grew his TikTok. Was it TikTok first or YouTube first? YouTube first. How do you pronounce it? Pasukana? Pasukana. I didn't want to get it wrong on camera.
I don't really want to say it.
Like, what does Pasukana mean?
So it's a comedy channel, isn't it? Yeah. So you sent a resume in for a videographer job, I think, and it was. I obviously saw that you were the only videographer that actually had grown like a massive channel, and that kind of triggered the idea as well. And what I saw was that TikTok was getting like a lot of impressions. You know, it reminded me of the days that I used to do lots of Instagram growth hacking, and I was just like, okay, if the TikTok views are worth not that much right now, or the followers, we can at least leverage that platform and push it to YouTube. And you had both, and I was just like, okay, well, this is my guy to help me with this. And then you also you know, I watched some of your ads. It was Range Rover, wasn't it? Yeah, Range Rover as well. And that was in Sri Lanka you were filming that. And then his ability to just tell stories was just unparalleled, and I was it just kind of touched. So
I'm hearing this for the first time.
You're hearing this for the first time.
yeah. So no, that's literally what I was kind of looking at it as an opportunity. One, because every problem in business is like can be solved by a person, and you know, you either have a business problem or you have a people problem. They're kind of you can kind of see them differently, and if you see, you know, a lot of people refer to them as A players, and I'm not sure if that's kind of relevant, but you know, you just see people that can do exactly what you need to do because they've done it already before, and even if you're not quite ready to do that thing, you should probably still hire that person and just get them on the bus anyway. So that's kind of how that happened, and yeah, and then we just kind of committed to it, and it was.
Here we are.
It felt like a long process, but I think compared to a lot of things, it did happen quite quickly.
Yeah, let's chuck it over to Chali. So what inspired you to apply for the job in the first place?
Yeah. Well, it was a really difficult time in my life, actually. I was back in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Like we were in the middle of a lockdown. I think it was like 5 months down the lockdown. We were just like inside the house, and that's when I started my YouTube channel as well. It's like,
Oh really?
yeah,
That's
super
I thought
recent.
it was a long YouTube channel. Oh my
Nah,
gosh.
it was like actually, it was like 4 or 5 months old when I applied for the job.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I was just like applying for jobs
Everywhere.
like left and right, you know, just wherever that I
Did you
could
remember
see.
applying for this job, or was it just
I
one of those
remember,
random jobs?
yeah. I saw on LinkedIn there's Udi is looking for a videographer, and
Yeah.
just like applied for it. And then I remember Davie calling me and with his cap. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like a very casual guy, you know, like he's pretty laid back. Okay, I'll just have a chat with him. And then he told me about the Udi. Funny that I have already seen Udi ads before.
That's good.
I'm not sure if there's anybody in Australia who hasn't seen Udi ads by that time.
Apologies to everyone.
And yeah, and then I had a chat with Davie, and Davie's like, all right, I'll let you know. And then he never got back to me for like 3 months. And
That was just my internal battle. Do I want to get in front of camera? Just for those 3 months. And I was like,
Because I remember, like, when I first started, like, before you started, I had, like, a quick meeting with Davie because I was doing some TikTok stuff, like, for the official Udi account. And he was like, yeah, this guy's going to come in and, like, do YouTube. And I was like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, it's been a month. This guy for YouTube hasn't come in yet. Like, where is he?
yeah, and then and then Davie got back to me in February. That he interviewed me in November, I think, November, October, and then got back to me in February, and he's like, Chali, can you come to Adelaide in a week? I'm like, what? Like, yeah, just like pack everything out.
Leave your life.
Yeah, just leave your life. And I'm like, I had nothing to lose. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I just almost cursed.
You can
I'm gonna beep that anyway, so I'm editing it. So. Yeah, and then packed up everything. I drove from Melbourne to Adelaide.
Wow.
And then, and told me that he wants to make his YouTube channel, and I had no idea because my YouTube was comedy
So
and like
different.
me being super goofy on the
those
channel.
videos.
And then when Davie told me he wants to make a business channel, I had no idea how to do that. And then Davie got me to research what's going on YouTube. So I came to Davie's house. He got me to sit at his dinner table. I sat there. It's like, can you look through business channels, what's going on YouTube? I'm like, cool. And I'm like browsing everything, and I saw Greta, I saw Founder Magazine, Ecom King. There were so many people doing this really educational business content on YouTube, and I never have come across this stuff. So I just started going through all of this, and I gave Davie a bunch of ideas. All right, let's do this, let's do that. But funny thing that Davie already knew what he wanted.
He's like, well, actually, this is my
he just
mission.
wanted to see what I come up with, and then he already
Sneaky.
knew what he wanted. And then he told me, all right, let's just start off doing, I want to rank #1 for every single title. For example, if you want to do Facebook ads, I want to rank #1 for that on YouTube. Because YouTube works in a different way, like TikTok or any Instagram, you're just like scrolling through, whereas YouTube is like a search engine almost, like Google.
it's the second biggest search engine.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
guys have ranked like top 10 before, hey? So.
Yeah, we have. Like, I think for Facebook ads, we're at #1
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
sick. Good job.
Yeah, so yeah, so he told me, all right, I want to rank number 1 for all of these titles, like Facebook ads, how
Every
to make a
single
Shopify, Shopify store. I'm like, no pressure, all right?
Just number 1 in the whole world.
And then I just we started filming. I prepared a script for him for the first ever episode. I thought it would be cool to like create authority first, like to talk about who Davie
Especially
is
because he's
first.
only 26 as well. Like for people to take him seriously on the internet.
Yeah, I want to come back to that again. When I heard that Davie is 26 years old and he has achieved this much in his life, I'm like, I was blown away. I'm like, shit.
You're like, where's my life?
Yeah, this guy is crazy, and it is worthy creating a YouTube for Davie and just tell his story to everybody.
Share his knowledge as well.
And create authority in the first episode itself. So we prepared a script and then we started filming that in the office, and Davie said, all right, let's just get the script. I'll order a teleprompter, but we didn't have a teleprompter at that time. We had the laptop.
Well, no, we tried to film in here. The first time, and I had a very big night in Melbourne the night before, so I flew in that morning, and I was so hungover, and it was my first ever YouTube video, and we did not publish it. It was so bad. You were like, "This is terrible," so we had to reshoot it. Yeah. So yeah, we learned from that. But before that, I hadn't told anyone about our financials for 3.5 years. So nobody knew our sales. Nobody knew that the brands were all linked, because I was looking at it, and with e-commerce, you have this kind of window of opportunity where if you start, shouting it from the rooftop that you're doing this amazing sales, people are just going to rip it straight away. So we kind of waited until winter of our kind of 3rd year to launch, because then all the big box retailers and stuff wouldn't have time to adapt. Now they're all launching the products, so we kind of had to wait until then, and it was kind of opportune timing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm Davie, and in the past 3 years I've taken my Shopify stores. I can't, but I know the script well enough, so we may just, if I pause, let's just roll it.
So we started filming the first episode. We had the laptop as a teleprompter, and I put the laptop behind the camera. I'm like, all right, Davie, are you all set? So I thought like he's just gonna like read the pointers and he's just gonna like naturally do this. Like I hadn't done this before. I haven't like done a YouTube for another person before. He just started freaking out. He got every single word wrong. And I'm like, Davie, can you be more confident? He's like, that's not how it works.
And I remember Chali coming to the office like the day after, and I was like, oh, how's filming with Davie for the first time? He's like, yeah, he just screamed at me. He's like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It still hasn't gotten that much better.
I was just gonna
so
say,
bad.
just like from the very beginning that we started shooting, and now how you present yourself in front of the camera, it's amazing. Like,
yeah, you went from having to read like word by word to like just rolling with it. That's such a big improvement.
And it's also like, it's not like comedy or it's not like vlogging. This is business content.
Facts.
Factual. All these facts, you have to be right on every single line. You can't just like deliver lies to people. Every single thing needs to be proven. They need to be backed by research. So it's
scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Like I didn't realize that at first. Like I was doing comedy. I could just say anything and get away with it. But not Davie. Like people would like keep him accountable for everything that he says. So it was really important.
And the worst part is people listen to you. So if you give bad advice,
they'll do it.
They'll do it.
And
so it's like
you
you have like a lot of responsibility to actually point people in the right direction. If not, you shouldn't be doing it at all.
Yeah, I don't think we was actually realize like how much of I'm sure there's a lot of people who realize how much of value that you're delivering, but there are people on the Facebook group as well who are saying like, I achieved this much of sales, achieved this much of sales, and seeing that, even for me, it feels like shit. Like this
so rewarding.
Like people have actually
And
made their lives
difference.
with the knowledge that they're delivering. So that's.
And I think a lot of the subscribers don't also realize how much work goes into like script writing. Like we have a script writer, a person who does like all the research of like all the different topics you talk about. Can you talk a little bit more about that and the process?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually got Michelle. Shout out to Michelle.
She's
she's
Melbourne.
a copywriter in Melbourne. So Michelle actually started researching on all these episodes that I was researching on YouTube. And she started taking transcripts from those, just pulling all the knowledge from those. just so that we can give Davie, and then Davie can fact check them, and then add his value on top of them. Because most of these e-com gurus on YouTube, they haven't done it before, whereas Davie actually had
he's got successful businesses.
successful business behind him. So Michelle actually helped us write those scripts at first about Davie, about his business, as well as about the content that we were delivering, like Facebook ads or Shopify, and then eventually Michelle got too busy because we had Michelle was the copywriter for the other brands as well, for Udi and other brands that we have inside Davie Group. And we hired Vishwa Pusa, who's a personal friend of mine, as well as he's a really good researcher, so we got him in. So they are the ones who are writing all the scripts, but they are creating the basic overarching structure of all the episodes. Whereas we present it to Davie, and then Davie adjusts them based on his knowledge and based on his experience, and then that's what we deliver. So it's not just, we are not just like turning the camera on and just recording it and delivering value. This is so much going behind it.
Yeah, there's this base level of knowledge that is prevalent throughout the e-commerce community, and that's what's the best site to use, how do you set up a Shopify, what are the apps to use, but then there's that extra, that can be structured through script writing, and then there's just that extra, based on personal experience, what can you do to just take it to the next level, because you are in competition with the whole e-commerce community in some ways, if you're in a similar niche at least. So
the thumbnail designs and the titles, who designs all the thumbnails, and how do you come up with the titles of the videos to match it?
Yeah, I designed the thumbnails, but we still haven't mastered it. Well, and like anything, Davie, okay, I'll tell you another story. So, when we first started, I gave Davie so many ideas. Okay, should we do this? Should we do that? Should we do this? And Davie told me, all your ideas are great, but if we do all of them, we're gonna go to zero really fast. And then he told me about the concept of the Flywheel. So that, I guess if you want to weigh in here, that's how you work with your business as well. Just do what's working and just keep repeating and just pivot according to the analytics that you read. So that's the same concept that we use on YouTube as well. Just create amazing content and then read the analytics and then readjust our strategy. Keep on refining that flywheel and keep on make it turning as fast as possible. So with thumbnails, with the content that we're delivering, we just keep on readjusting our strategy. That happens through YouTube analytics. We just read all the analytics that's available there, and
we're still trying to figure that out with the content as well. What actually resonates. We're adding more styles like podcasts, which don't seem to be working, so we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to try to do more tutorials, which people seem to like more, and even just the longer form tutorials now that we've realized that people like to be step through every single and they get emotionally connected to the brand as well, which is exciting. So that might be our flywheel going forward, and it can also adjust.
Even your vlogs, I think people want to know
what you do,
who you are and what you do as a person.
So. Makes you more confident. On the computer. On the computer, Katy would know.
Katy would know.
Eating snacks.
I drive in with sour lollies.
Davie loves sour lollies. I just had a funny story that came into my mind. Chali, do you remember when you were because when Chali, you edit your thumbnails, you kind of send it to us whole as a team to kind of see which one we like or any adjustments. Do you remember the one time you edited Davie's hands with McDonald's and it was so big?
And do you remember Davie called me and was like, who made this thumbnail? I'm like, I did it.
Davie messaged in the group and was like, can you change this and this? And I was like, yep, I'll let Chali know. And Chali was sitting right next to me.
He's so rude. I want to say it.
I'm not, I'm honest.
But Davie's just very straight and blunt and to the point.
Yeah, to the point.
And he has
why Thanos? What we?
I come from a comedy background, okay?
Yeah, you posted that one, didn't you?
I just came here to see if his hand's actually that
That's pretty funny.
We find like comments on top of
It
it.
works.
Yeah. Because I remember Chali was like sitting in our office because we all sit in the same office, and he just like tried to edit Davie's hand to be as big as he could, and he was like, "Guys, look at this," and we're like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Should I just post this and not tell Davie?"
So we're still figuring out thumbnails to summarize.
And like, let's have a quick chat about like your avatar, like your DP picture that's on your YouTube and your Instagram with you in the avocado hoodie. Like, who designs that?
Who did design that?
So it just shows like he has no idea what's going on.
Team behind everything.
Yeah, so we got a Upworker to create that. We actually rely on Upwork a lot
Yeah.
to get our things done, like for example animations as well.
Even just in the business as a whole, we use Upworkers and VAs
Yeah.
like all the time to do those nitty gritty tasks that is still valuable, but we just don't have the time to dive into.
Creative things like animations and graphics is very affordable
Yeah.
for Upwork.
Yeah. So David showed me the avatar of Naval, and then he told me I want something like this done. I don't think I quite got it, but he just wanted like a pencil, like a very basic structure. But then I told the Upworker, and then Upworker drew like a cool
Very
avatar.
sophisticated
Yeah,
avatar.
very sophisticated avatar, and then we just went with it.
So obviously, you're quite fortunate to have such a big team behind you to help support you. What about those who are just starting out and pretty much working with themselves?
Yeah, like anything, you hire people to help you with your time. So if you are, you don't have lots of financial resources, or you're not sure about the investment, then you've got to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
And there are some amazing YouTubers out there, like Jordan, and e-commerce YouTubers that they're setting up the camera themselves. They're filming all day, then they're editing during the week and publishing just week in, week out.
Right.
That is their job. So yeah, you definitely don't need a big team. It makes it far more successful. It's great that you can have it, but yeah, I'd hate to feel that people would be discouraged thinking they need more people. But to those who are looking to hire a team, the main thing is Chali and Alex. They both have like amazing knowledge of the algorithms of the platforms, and they're just obsessed with the platforms as well. So they literally sit on it and they understand it. And I think that that's critical, because if you're not really connected looking at it, you can refer it back to Greta as well, who we've done lots of influencer episodes with. She's always on Instagram, she's just connected. So when you're looking for someone to help you with it, make sure that they actually are passionate about it.
So we're heading over to Alex with TikTok now. Do you want to explain to everyone how you got into that role?
Yeah, okay. God, how did I get into that role? I remember Chali coming into the room one day, into the office, and he was asking, and he was like, "Hey, I need someone to help me." And I was like, "Oh, what do you need?" And he was just like, "We're gonna start a TikTok for Davie." And I was like, and from my knowledge, TikTok was for dancing and comedy and stuff like that. And I was like, "What's Davie gonna do on TikTok?" And it was weird for me. So I was like, "I know TikTok." So I told him that, and he's like, "Okay, well, do you mind helping for a bit?" And I was like, "I can try it and see how we go." So yeah, I was just like, "Hey, put me on the account. I'll post a few videos, and I'll just see how it goes."
Yeah, we had already started TikTok at that point.
Yeah, there was like 2 videos.
Not going well.
I remember seeing the TikTok account, and I was like, oh, that video was like interesting.
Yeah. So who started the TikTok first? Did you started the TikTok first?
Repurposing YouTube.
Yeah.
No, but there was that one video of like Davie just like sitting in his office like this,
Yeah.
scrolling.
Made 150 million by age 26. Missed out on the whole TikTok game. Now he's trying to figure out what to post on TikTok.
When you guys first started, or Chali and Davie, when you guys first initially started the TikTok account, what was the goal? What was the strategy you guys were working towards?
It was just mainly to push people from TikTok to YouTube, where we
Yeah,
know
that's
that by creating algorithmic momentum there, we would pop up more in the suggested feed, and even just rank higher in the search engines as well. So really just using it as an exposure, top of funnel kind of piece, and then funneling it to...
So that's kind of what I took into account. I was like, you know what? They just want views. All right, let's do it. I was like, let me screenshot your Shopify stuff. Let me get a shot of your house, your car. Give me all of the old footage that you have, and I'm just going to repurpose it.
So we first tried doing really quality educational content. Really,
People didn't care.
really aligned with my core beliefs, which is humility and just sharing. And then literally, the first post Alex did was just like flexing screenshots and stuff like that. And unfortunately, it worked.
Wanna waste our time in the moonlight. Wrap me up all night in the moonlight. Wanna waste our time in the
So that's yeah.
You know why though? Because I think when you're not a well-known personality on TikTok, people are like, why are you giving us like knowledge and education? Like we don't know who you are. So I think having like the Shopify like screenshots, being like, crap, he actually makes a crap ton of money. Like we should believe what he says.
Yeah, I think a big part of it was definitely building authority on the app, because I know that I think it's 17 to 35 year olds. They run the majority of TikTok. So, you know, they run relatively young. A lot of people might not know who you are. You haven't gone public with a lot of stuff. So I was like, let's just build authority. Let's just go viral. Let's just show them what we are, who we are, and prove that we are the real deal. And that way, hopefully, if people get inspired or motivated by that, I was hoping that they would go over to YouTube and potentially start their own brands and their own businesses. But I knew that to do that, I would have to incorporate all the trends, and I would have to flex and go a little bit over the top, which I know Davie wasn't comfortable with, but that was my goal. I was looking at the bigger picture, and I was like, we need followers, we need them to go to YouTube. So
yeah. The Shopify screenshots work everywhere. You know, they work on Facebook ads, they work on Twitter. So it's no shock that it works on TikTok. It's just that the algorithm just values that attention grab so much, so it just seems to work so well. And yeah, the younger audience, as you said, they either love or hate a flex. Either way, either TikTok's going to show it to them. So.
And like you can't help who it gets shown to as well. So like obviously you did a few flex videos, got quite a like big following, growing quite quickly, and then we mixed in like the educational and more quality content. How did we go about filming that with Davie?
Well, I guess trying to blend in everything that I knew about TikTok beforehand, which was all the trends, and trying to blend it with everything about the business side of it was difficult. Like similar to what you said, like before we started, we didn't know anything about business. We didn't know how to grow this account from a business aspect. But we were still trying to build that routine, and we're still trying to get a good optimal weekly run of uploads. So I guess we're just trying to get business and then TikTok and the trendy videos all mixed into one channel and show who Davie really is without making it too crazy. Yeah. But I looked at other accounts, and a lot of other people were doing, you know, tools, hacks, websites. I just pulled my voice for myself.
Classic Alex.
I just poured orange juice over the What was the? No, it was orange juice. Yeah, so I'm trying to incorporate all the business aspects, all the business videos along with the trendy videos. I would probably do 3 out of the 7 days of the week I'd upload business stuff, and then I'd upload, you know, flex or vlogs or personal stuff, lifestyle stuff. But yeah, no, so we had an idea and we're like, yo, ask Davie, that's sick. Like we thought that was gonna pop off. We were filming every Friday, like
it did not
do well. It didn't go.
Hardest video to like edit.
It just
film.
Yeah, there was a lot of like copywriting that had to be done, a lot of preparation, and then obviously like us walking to a closet didn't feel quite right. And then I thought it'd be so good, but it wasn't worth it. It was like 7,000, sometimes less than that views, and for the amount of work you put into it, if the views weren't accounting and making up for it, I felt like it wasn't worth it. So we cut that, and we quickly just went back to iPhone, because I know iPhone footage works really well. It's rewarded so well on TikTok. I think it just blends in with the For You page. So yeah, iPhone footage, and we just went back to that, and all the business stuff we're still trying to work out. We started a second channel recently, Business by Davie, and we're going to start uploading more of that educational stuff on there, and try out a new format. So I think it's still early days for TikTok, but we've done really well because it's such a big platform.
So what's the reason behind the second account? Why can't you post all the same thing on one account and just get the momentum and the followers come through?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I felt like when I first started the initial account, I had attracted such an audience towards all the flexing and the personal lifestyle videos, and I had attracted a different audience than what Davie had probably wanted. And I know that all those videos do so well all those trendy videos on his main channel do well, but all the business people were trying to acquire to move over to the YouTube channel that we initially needed, they weren't interested in any of that flexing stuff. They want to get educated. They want to dive into some value. So we wanted to start the second channel because we want to make that based solely on all the educational content, all the hacks, all the tools, and repurpose all the important parts of the YouTube videos and just make them into smaller clips so we can share it to people so they can really use that. So I feel like that audience will appreciate that channel a lot more, and it just makes sense to separate that, I think.
Yeah, and like just going back, what do you mean by like trendy videos? Like, are you doing trendy sounds or
it's a good
hashtags?
I guess that's the treasure trove really. Everyone's always trying to figure out what's the trendy, what's viral on TikTok, how do I get big, how do I blow up? A big part of it is just going through my For You page and figuring out what's working, what's copied and pasted. I'll take some of the sounds that have millions of videos, millions of views, or what's really popping off. Like for example, recently Squid Game was going popular.
And all the soundtracks.
And the soundtracks that they use. So I took that sound, it's the drop the money, give me some honey. Is that song? And then we took that.
Yeah. So we're going to put in a clip of Davie humming the song.
Catchy, eh?
But yeah, no, that song was popping off. I was like, okay, Squid Game song, and you just put two and two together, viral, let's do it. And yeah, 2 videos I posted recently, they got over 100,000, 200,000. One of them got 800,000 views. So those are trendy. Like, people are going to love it. Everyone's into it. The community is going to fall for something that's familiar. So that's trendy.
I think the TikTok is a great example of, and YouTube definitely attracted as well, but the way that the personal socials has really opened up like, the world for the Davie group as well. Like we talked to the Dentist as well, who's got amazing amounts of followers, teaching men's fashion and stuff like that. So they said that they saw me on TikTok first before YouTube, which is really cool.
Crazy.
And then we had a call with them and we learned a lot about them. Dentist has transitioned 6 times his format of content, so it was really interesting to learn from them as well.
And how's it filming TikToks with Davie? Because I know Davie hates cringe stuff, and TikTok can be very cringe for the most part.
Tried to make me dance.
Yeah, no, I think the first few months were incredibly difficult because we didn't have a plan.
You didn't really know Davie.
Didn't know Davie. Nah, no way. I was so scared the first time I filmed with you. When was the first time I filmed with you? Was it here?
I think it was here.
I'm not sure. I think it was in office.
Or maybe it was.
Was it in office?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You were scared to like tell him things like do this, do that.
I was very scared to direct.
You told me like, should I tell him to like do this stuff? I'm like, yeah, like, it's so cool. Like, just tell him what you need.
Yeah, no, I was super nervous.
Yeah.
I was super nervous. I think the first time I probably got you to do like head nods and pointing and I was gonna use all that repurpose of your old footage. It's like, yo, get me your hard drives, get me all your iPhone footage. I need everything, and I'm just gonna recreate stuff.
I think that's probably important to say. Like we got all the old footage and we just used iPhone iCloud and we just shared that folder, and we even got like family members to just drop a ton of videos in there, and then you just went through and just kind of picked certain ones and then incorporated them to the trends. And some of those earlier videos was just like me and gym singlets and stuff like that. They were just shocking.
Or you and Jai random holidays, doing backflips off boats.
Yeah. So that was a really important workflow. So we're just and it still is. Even when I'm away, you just say upload a couple of videos to the iCloud folder, and then you just make the videos. So it's been TikTok compared to YouTube in terms of time commitment has been really. It's been a pretty seamless process.
Yeah, it's been pretty easy for it, and I don't know. I'm only filming probably an hour every week or every fortnight now. Yeah, so I'm not spending as much time as you guys are, but obviously the TikTok videos are easy to put together, and it's so easy. Like you can use all these old footage, and it's so good. I can just get any old footage that Davie has and repurpose them into videos, and I've used the same clip for multiple videos, and they've all done very well.
It pushes out to different audiences on TikTok. It's not like YouTube where it's usually a consistent same people watching. Which is lucky because you can just do the same video to different sounds. Yeah,
and it saves time. Like obviously Davie doesn't have to refilm or anything, so I think that's the most important, making sure that time is spent in the more important areas.
So with your Instagram account, like I noticed that you don't post anything on there except for like old pictures of you in the gym and like at Stereosonic. But it's gone from like 700 followers to 20k organically. Like how did that happen?
Yeah, it's probably our top referring channel, so it's probably not talked about enough. Like YouTube analytics says it refers more people than any other channel, including TikTok. So It's one of those, I know what content that we needed to post there to grow it, which was the kind of cringe TikTok stuff.
But why?
Which was working, just because I've got friends on there, and I just decided that it wasn't really me, so I just kind of tried to keep it, well, it wasn't 100% me, but so I tried to keep it quite aligned to just myself. And I think, this new Business by Davie group, considering it's educational, and I think that probably will have a place on Instagram.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll grow, but yeah, it's been growing fine. It got verified as well. Katy helped with that.
Yeah, and I understand that because you delete all your social media off your phone for most of the week while you're working. So someone's got to keep track of all the DMs and the comments coming through. And that's you, Katy. How do you manage that with your time?
So I just set aside a bit of time every week to sort of go through a lot of the DMs, a lot of the comments, make sure that it's all a positive space, and try and set aside time for Davie as well to reply to as many comments as we can. I know it's definitely not all of them. It's definitely not all the DMs. There are not enough hours in the day. Also, if there's questions that we're getting constantly, I'll send them to Chali or Alex and say, look, this might make a good video, this might make a good TikTok. Get it answered and get it out to as many people, rather than Davie replying individually to 600 different people commenting.
That's been really helpful, actually.
Yeah,
we incorporate a lot of that into our
absolutely.
videos.
Yeah, and I know because Katy on a Friday or somewhat would send a whole list of generic questions that's been asked. Alex might be like, cool, that's like such a good topic for like a short TikTok. And obviously that reaches over like 100K people, so yeah.
We definitely, I'll always do a quick scroll through, but there's so many messages that, we just need someone to go through and say, okay, this person actually really needs help, or this person's got this that they need answered. So then Katy will set aside time and book that out for me to actually reply to that as well, which has worked pretty well.
Yeah, and obviously being such a big personality and brand on social media, there was a fake account that came up that pretty much looked generic to Davie's account. It had more followers. Yeah, but it had more followers. It had like heaps more followers.
The original Davie Fogarty. I'm the imposter. Yeah.
Spelled his name wrong.
Fogarty.
Yeah. And then all of our DMs got flooded with, why would I believe that you're the real account when this one has more followers? And I was like, because all of their pictures were posted on the same day.
And because I know one of my friends actually got a DM from that account. I was like, your boss just messaged me, and I was like, ugh.
Send me 50
Yeah, something weird like that. They're like, hey, can I call you? And I was like, I don't think that's my boss. I was like, that's really weird and creepy.
Tip, if they're asking for... Yeah, no.
And I was like, why you?
You're too famous.
If it's asking for money or asking to call you, it's not Davie.
We should have called it. Do we have the number? Can we
live right now.
No, the account got taken down pretty quickly after we got verified.
It's pretty good with stuff like that.
Yeah, as soon as we reported that.
So many times.
Any other funny comments?
Oh, there's so many funny comments.
The one about the desk. The desk comment is like my favorite. So we've got a group chat where we just post funny comments that Davie subscribers post in, and that Katy, do you want to explain the one about the desk?
So someone, I think it was TikTok,
I think it was TikTok, yeah.
sent him a comment and was basically saying if he made that much money, would he really be sitting at a desk like that?
It's a good desk.
It's an expensive desk.
How did you pay for that desk?
It's like a $1,500 desk.
It's funnier for us because we know how humble Davie is, and we know that he's not splashy with his money, and he's not going to go and spend money on a solid gold desk, which is what I told him he had to do if he wanted people to believe he was rich.
Cleanliness.
Yeah, oh my God,
There's probably some validity to that. I should clean shit up.
All the comments are like, if you're a millionaire, why is there so much stuff on your floor?
It's all
Because he's busy.
It is Sherlock.
So much Sherlock. What's the plan moving forward with the personal brand? What's next?
Yeah, I think we're gonna probably invest more in it. I think with like everything, we test something, we dip our toes in, and then we kind of commit to it and invest more. And I think the response from our community, we've got 7,000 people in our new Facebook group. People are learning, people are enjoying it. I think we're ready to kind of commit more, expand the team. I'm really, I've seen YouTube grow and the people, the creators grow with it. And I think it is a creator's economy at the moment, and it's really, really exciting with where it's going to go. I could see, Netflix level production quality on YouTube within the next, 5 years, the way that technology is going. So I think we want to kind of be first there. I think we want to really invest in research, start telling better stories, deliver more value. So to do that, we've got to invest more and work a bit harder. But no, we're really excited to double down on it.
Yeah, and it's come such a long way in like such a small period of time as well. So yeah, let's see where the next pretty much year takes us.
I think David doesn't see most of it on the Facebook group as well, like how thankful people are for his for his contributions. It's just like so wholesome to see all of these comments and posts coming in, like people talking about how successful they have gotten by looking at his content. The success stories and the things that they learn, and how thankful they are to Davie. It's like kind of like the cream of the crop. Like when he first told me that this is where I want to be. I want to be helping a community. I want to get people to like gather up and just like follow my journey as well as be successful. That actually was his intention in the beginning. Like that's why I genuinely had the motivation to work on this job as well. Like to see that how he actually wants to help a community. So I guess that's that. The Facebook group actually shows where what we have achieved.
Yeah, and you've there's over 7,000 people that's joined this Facebook group. 8,000 people, and I even scroll through the comments sometimes, and everyone's helping each other out in the comments as well, which is really, really nice. They're like, we've learned this from Davie, and then they've applied it, and they're telling people what's worked for them and what hasn't.
Yeah, the success of our personal brand isn't like subscribers or followers. It's got to be how many successful people we can actually create through the channels. And that will be measured by those screenshots that people are sending through and the stories that we're hearing. So we'll just we'll just keep trying to deliver as much value to people as possible with the time that we have.
Exactly, and I know you don't sell courses, because I saw a comment or a post on there today being like, here are a list of courses I'm looking at. Can everyone give me recommendations if they've done it before? And all the comments were literally like, but Davie gives all this content out for free. It's like, well, why are you paying for a course when Davie gives us such valuable content to help us get started on our brand?
Yeah, I think there is, I totally appreciate that. I think there is some value. There are some courses out there. I personally haven't done every single course in the world, so for me to say that none of them are valuable would be short-sighted. I think that I don't think it's a bad business either. If you're saying courses are 100% bad, then you're pretty much telling an entrepreneur their work is bad as well. They are creating some value, but I don't think that that's the best way that we can achieve our mission, which is to help people. I think we can do it better by giving out the content free and, investing either the YouTube revenue into more production value and stuff like that. So that's our goal. Other businesses have different goals.
I guess that's pretty much a wrap. Does anyone else have any last comments before we finish off the video?
Let's go get some espresso in our tea.
Thanks everyone for joining us in this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Peace.
I don't know, it's not.
Hello. Hey, I'm Davie. Hi.